Today we are going to be starting Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. I wouldn't say this is the biggest book in the world, but the font is definitely small. Like, look at this. It's crazy, but I feel like it's going to be interesting because I heard there was really good slow burn romance in here, so I'm really excited. And also, I think this first couple has multiple books, which will be very interesting because I've never read like romance books that had the same couple with multiple books. I know there are like romance series that have multiple books, but it's different couples per book. I'm feeling this is going to be interesting because it's the same couple within like multiple books, I believe. I know there's other couples in this series that get their own books, but I'm not sure which books those are exactly. But yeah, definitely interested in this, so we're gonna get started. And I just really want to show you guys this. This is probably like the only time I'll ever do like an outfit of the day sort of thing, but I'm gonna be staying home all day, so it's like a giant blanket and it like goes all the way down to my knees. It's great. I love it. But yeah, let's get started reading Binding 13. Actually, kind of a lie. We're not gonna start out this video by reading the book. We're gonna start out by baking banana bread because our bananas are getting moldy. We are only going to read a few chapters of this book tonight because it's late. So to start off, we have our first main character, Shannon. She's been bullied a lot her entire life. Wherever she goes, she's been made fun of for like her small height and her appearance, how small she is in general. Like, it's mentioned very much how small she is in the beginning of the book. And she's also very timid. She also has like a very abusive father, a mother who works a lot but cares for her quite a bit, but is also being abused by that father as well. And she also has 5 brothers. 5 brothers. Can you believe it? I don't think I'd survive in a house with 5 brothers. That's just crazy. I can hardly survive with my little brother, and he's like 11 years younger than me. So to have 3 younger brothers and 2 older ones is just insane. Although one of her older brothers, Darren, I think his name is, vanished I think 5 years ago because he had enough of his father's abuse. He also doesn't take Shannon seriously because she's the only girl in the family, but it's just like Shannon can't really control the amount of people she's being bullied by. And so one day she kind of just had enough. Her brother Joey, her very, very nice brother Joey, by the way, who is the only sibling I like in this family so far, beat up the brother of the main bully who picked on Shannon a lot. Yeah, they both came home. Her mother saw the way she was, how her clothes were all torn up, how she was bleeding everywhere. Her mother was like, okay, enough is enough. She took Shannon out of the school finally. She lets Shannon go to this school called, what even is it? Like Tommen, is this a high school or a college? I think it might be a college, I'm not sure. Tommen something, high school, college. And it's a very private and elite school. I think they also have like a very strict no bullying policy. I don't know, I might have heard that somewhere or I might have just imagined it in my head, but there she also has her 2 closest friends, Claire and Lizzie, who she had met in high school, I believe, or like middle school or something like that, and they get along very well. So now Shannon has her 2 closest friends and it's going very well for her. Like, no one's bullied her so far and she feels very content there in the beginning. And then we come to the end of the 2nd chapter where she's running late for class. She had forgotten her phone in the bathroom, and so she was running late to class. She had to go get her phone from a building that was all the way across campus. So she decided to cut across the rugby field. This Tommen school or whatever is also like a very good school for rugby players. So there's a lot of like big giant rugby players there, right? And so she decided to cut across the rugby field because it'd be a good shortcut, right? Obviously not, because she gets hit by a rugby ball in the back of the head and I think ends up just passing out because she had been tumbling down a hill backwards after she got hit by that ball. And so that's where I ended chapter 3, and I believe chapter 3 is the first chapter in, I think his name is Johnny's POV. That's where I'm stopping for tonight. I might continue to read more tonight, but for now I have to go take a shower, so see you guys later. Alright, update on tonight before I go to sleep. I am on page 182, chapter 18. Before I talk about Johnny and Shannon, I just want to talk about Claire and Gibbsy. Their dynamic is so funny, and I was laughing with Shannon during that scene with the cat in the bathroom when the cat was like, you know, ing everywhere. Oh, also Gibbsy. I also love Gibbsy. When Gibbsy was drunk out of his mind and he was like to Johnny, you should marry Shannon because she tamed my wild cat, and Johnny had no clue what he was talking about because Johnny wasn't there for when Shannon like picked up very strange cat, very strange cat. But it was such a great scene. I laughed so hard. Just Shawnee and Janet in general, like that scene in the car where they talked for hours, I tell you. Also, he's so sweet to her, but he's like kind of a maniac when he's not around. And also the chapter I just finished when Shannon like yelled at him for being too reckless, deserved. Honestly, he deserved that because he needs to be put in his place. And like Shannon, I feel like she's the only one who could like yell at him without him getting pissed off. So it was a great scene to read. I loved it so much. But yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight. I'll update you guys again tomorrow. Okay, my update for tonight. I forgot to say this yesterday actually, but the guys in this book definitely say some questionable things about girls, which don't appreciate too much, but I kind of have to live with because I'm actually really enjoying this book for some reason. Also, I know this is on YA shelves, but this isn't a young adult book. I'm sorry, but this really isn't. It's not whatsoever. I'm just like, there is some pretty like tough topics in here that 12-year-olds to like possibly even 15-year-olds should not be reading about. And I always feel like there should be like a different shelf for like new adult books, you know, like people who just turned the age of like a legal adult. Not that we're actually legal adults mentally, just in age, but you know what I mean. So I always feel like there should be a different shelf for new adult books. Sadly, there's not. If I could pick between if this should be on an adult shelf or the YA shelves, I would definitely pick the adult shelves, even though these characters are sort of, some of them are high school age. I'm not really sure how the education system works in Ireland, but Tommen is a college. I figured it out. Okay, it is a college, and I guess it's like high school, but I don't know. I definitely don't think this should be on YA shelves though. I'm just saying. And also before yesterday, it's not like this anymore, but Shannon not knowing that Johnny is kind of famous while everyone around her knows. Johnny is kind of a very famous rugby player. Like he's 100% certain to go pro after he graduates from Tommen College. It's just Shannon not knowing. Like she's going around talking to Johnny like it's the most natural thing in the world, and she doesn't figure out he's famous until her brother tells her, and she's like, oh, so that's why everyone treats him differently. She was so clueless, but it was kind of adorable. Also, I take it back. What I said before about Shannon's mom caring for her, she does not care for her whatsoever. Well, no, she sort of does in her own strange way, but her mom chooses to stay with her dad. I thought there was some like, I don't know, maybe some behind the scenes blackmailing going on or something, possibly. I was hoping, but nope, her mom chooses to stay. She's like to Shannon, your dad loves you in his own weird way, and I'm just like, he loves her but beats the
shit out of her all the time. And so her brother is so sweet, Joey. He's like, when I get enough money, I'm getting us both out of here. And it's just like, oh my god, I love him so much. He's like the best big brother ever. And like, no wonder Shannon's scared all the time. She got beat senseless at her old school and her dad abuses her so much at home. She's just scared to go home, which is crazy. Like, no wonder this poor girl is scared. But it's like, oh my god, what did this poor girl go through? And you like see her experience it in her eyes, and it's so scary actually. Is there anything else? I don't think so. I'll continue to update you guys as I continue to read the book. Possibly tomorrow. I might not update you anymore today. So see you later. We are gonna do a mini book haul, and then I'm gonna give you more updates on Binding 13. I have 4 books right here. So first of all, we have The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. You guys want to know how much I got this for? $1, because I found it at one of the libraries here. Normally the libraries sell their books for really cheap if they are selling them at all, and they sell the paperbacks for $1, hardcovers for $2. I got this for $1. Like, can you believe it? I've been wanting to read this for a while too, and I'm just like, oh my god, I never find anything good on these shelves. And so when I found this, I ran out of the library with it. Yeah, I'm so excited, but I'm also like really scared. I think everyone knows at this point how brutal R.F. Kuang's books are. Next we have A Funny Story by Emily Henry. This came out very recently, I think. Her covers are always like very minimalistic, which I also really like. I don't know what this one's about. I've read 2 of Emily Henry's books. I think Emily Henry is like pretty hit or miss for me, so we'll see. I've been wanting to read more of her books this summer because I have Happy Place and People We Meet on Vacation, and they look very like summery themed, so I'm definitely gonna read more Emily Henry during the summer. Next we have one I'm really excited for actually, and it's How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kuang. Like, isn't this cover gorgeous? It's pretty and pink and I love it. And this was a Reese's Book Club pick. I'm really excited for this one. Then lastly, we have Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I've been wanting to read this one for a while, and I've kind of been putting off buying it until I found out there was a movie coming out, and so I don't know, I kind of just got the urge to read it. Probably the same as everyone else after they found out a movie was coming out. I don't know what this one's about either, but if I'm being honest, I didn't expect to find this in like the general fiction section. For some reason I thought it would be in like the science fiction section, but I have a feeling I'll really like it. I don't think I've ever read a book like this, not that I know too much. I think there's like some horror in it, time traveling maybe. I don't know. I'm really excited for all of these though. And now we have updates on Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. I am about 75% through this book, and I have a feeling I might be able to finish it tonight. I'm not sure. I'm on page 474, chapter 52. And today when I went to go buy Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, I also went to go find Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh. They didn't have it, so I might have to go looking around for a while. I'm not sure if it's going to be like out of stock everywhere, because I searched up online and like Keeping 13 is almost out of stock in every single bookstore in this city. I was so stupid. Okay, I should have bought the second book when I could, but I just wanted to try this first book out, and now that I know that I like it, I need to go hunting for the second book. I hate myself so much for not buying it, but I'm just gonna have to go hunting. That's it. Okay, so we're kind of rewinding back to like the previous chapters, but Johnny calling Shannon Shan. He hasn't done it like again so far as I'm concerned. As I continue reading, there was this one chapter where he kept calling Shannon Shan, and I started freaking out because it's just like, nicknames are everything, okay? You know how like in fantasy books the main love interest will give the main character like a name that's not similar to their name? I don't know, for some reason just Johnny shortening Shannon to Shan, just that name shortening, something gets me, okay? I don't know why, but I like it so much better for some reason, because using their name but shortening it, I don't know why, but there's something more intimate about it to me for some reason, and I just really like it. And then later on, as I continued reading, Shannon's life is being thrown out the window. It's like so scary. Like, she's in that house with her dad, and then Joey, oh my god, I don't even want to talk about Joey. I don't think I can without spoiling you guys. It's just like, this girl is really going through it right now. She's really going through it, and I just want to jump into this book and punch her father in the face myself. And then we have Johnny falling apart after being in denial for so long, but then asking Gibbsy for help because he's so deeply in love with Shannon, he can't think straight. Like, literally, he was like to Gibbsy, I have a problem, help me. He just pulled him aside, and then he like confessed his love for Shannon, not to Shannon, to Gibbsy. But it's just like, this boy is in desperate need of like, not an intervention, but it's just like, he needs to go confess his feelings to this girl, because it's just driving him crazy. It's driving me crazy actually. Like, normally I would like the slow burn, but it's actually kind of getting frustrating at this point, in a good way. I'm saying this now when probably later when they get together I'll probably get bored, but kind of frustrated right now. Last thing we have is Johnny and Gibbsy girl talk. There should really be like some sort of term for two guys talking and instead of just calling it girl talk. Guy talk, but that doesn't sound right, you know? Just two guys having girl talk. Yeah, so when Johnny pulled Gibbsy aside for like help, he was basically updating Gibbsy on everything Shannon related, and I don't know why, but for some reason that just made me so happy because he's so obsessed with her. Yeah, I don't know why, but I didn't expect to like this book as much as I do right now. I'm not sure if it'll be like a 5-star. I'm not sure if I should be saying that now, but I'm really not sure. I'm really thinking about it, okay? Like, I'm so thinking about it. It's just, I'm not sure if this will be a 5-star for me. It might. It very well might. Don't like think there's a chance I'm not gonna rate it a 5-star, because there's a very big chance I might rate it a 5-star, but again, I don't actually know. I'm like in between a 4 and 5 right now, maybe a 4.5, but I seriously have no clue. I'll have to finish the book and see. And maybe even when I read the second book, I might reconsider my rating for the first book, but I have no clue. I'm like that. I'm so sorry. I'm so indecisive. But yeah, that's it for now. I might be able to finish this tonight, so we'll see. Where? I finished! Alright, I just finished Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. I kind of already knew what my rating was immediately after I finished. Now, before I get your guys' hopes up, it was not a 5-star, but I still enjoyed it. If you can tell by my later reactions near the ending, I really enjoyed it. I decided to rate it a 4.25 out of 5. I don't know why, but in like some areas it did feel really repetitive, and I did actually get frustrated at some point. It's just like the feelings needed to come out. I'm the biggest advocate for slow burn, okay? And normally I don't like it when a couple gets together, but seriously, the feelings needed to come out at some point. I was getting so frustrated. But I found the ending, or not the ending, but near the ending, really funny when Johnny was like high out of his mind and basically confessed his love for Shannon to his parents, to Gibbsy, and to Shannon herself. I found it really funny, okay? And then the ending was just tragic, if I'm being honest. Good cliffhanger to end on though. Definitely gonna read the second book if I can get my hands on it. Again, I'm not sure if it'll be out of stock in every single bookstore in the city, but I'll try. And if it is, I'll have to order it online, but I'm hoping to get my hands on it as soon as possible. But yeah, 4.25 out of 5. This was actually really fun. This was the first time I like filmed myself actually reading, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe I'll do another reading vlog when I get the second book, but who knows. But yeah, bye!